Screen manager waking up. There we go. Alright. You got quality options? My god. Twitch just considers me a human being. You're the guy. You probably don't. Ah yeah. This is I forgot to show Hammer this yesterday. But you can make Sonic say, "Shoot me now," in response to being told that he had to make rugs for the rest of his life. We'll do it again if Hammer appears. Before we get locked into the final sequence, which is in like the next minute. Die with honor. I choose freedom over rugs. Hello. Luigi's in having a nosy. Clear this out of the way. It drags me towel so he can sit there if he wants. Towel's there so he doesn't shed all over the end of the bed, and he accepts that this is the part he sleeps on, so that's good. Okay. Do I have to find Tails? Yeah, Tails. No worries. You aren't gonna be missing much.
Guess they won't just let us through.
Here we go! Transform!
Fuck. I just missed all of them. Just blanked at seeing three at once. It's a lot easier with the PlayStation buttons, which I just know off by heart from having played it more in my life. Alright, that's why it didn't work when I hit the individual buttons, because it hit B and Y and it didn't work. It's the sequence one where you need to hit all of them in sequence to destroy them. Case in point. At least we're not taking a lot of damage this time. So far. Wait till we get to the boss. See the missile there. It's a really tight window on that. Again, the sequence ones are a bit awkward. While they all come up in sequence, I like hit whatever one registers me first, and that usually isn't always the start of the sequence. Welcome back. It's the second tornado sequence. Away we go. whole sequence has come. Nah, it's the boss. So mercifully, you didn't see most of it because it's just more smacking the buttons.
I think it's up to something. Be careful, Sonic.
Hey, Cauldron. Didn't even see the second X there, so when it veered off the other way, I was like, what happened? A bit saucier. I wouldn't just notice Tails' missiles are color-coded to the button. I've never noticed that before. I wonder if they just changed the colors accordingly for other platforms. They probably did. It's not making that much of a crash when he landed. Like, fuck me.
Welcome to Eggmanland, the brainchild of my heart and soul. This is my magnificent empire, made possible through my genius and the limited...
I wish I had like the self-love that Eggman has.
This place is crazy. I'll never understand Eggman's tastes. But get a good shot.
Surprise? Yes, of course you are. Sonic! If you have any complaints, come deliver them to me in person. If you can, that is.
Ah, he's enjoying this way too much.
I think he's enjoying it just enough, honestly.
I can feel the last temple nearby. He must have built this place on top of it.
Well, I guess we'll just
This is
have to
kind of
check
what he
it
was
out.
doing when he's in Missouri looking for the temple. He's basically looking to start building on top of it. Yeah, he should have.
Here we
And we're straight into it. Welcome to Eggmanland, which is like the single longest level in the game. And also the hardest by far.
feeling good.
For shit like this. I tried to like side lane dash there, he just wasn't having it. Help. Not necessarily for shit like that, though it certainly helps. Stuff like that sprinting on like the super fast conveyor belt is fucking rad though. Rip. Let's see how long it'll take. Yeah, we'll see. Help. Fuck. And this is why it takes so long. Because this is a level where you play as both Sonic and the Werehog. The Werehog levels are usually pretty long, like they can be anywhere from like 10 to 30 minutes more if you're like really searching for medals. This one is long because it just has both of them in it. It is a sizable Werehog level and also a sizable, like, you know, regular Sonic level. Fuck. So everything here is like maximum hurt for the Werehog, which sucks. Please, just, I don't know, I'd let go. I'm gonna get destroyed just because he won't do the fucking, like, kill grab. He keeps doing the regular grab. Fucking Jesus. Give me a bit of health. No, yeah, there we go. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so over leveled. As a seasoned RPG player, I was the side quest I encountered and I leveled 20 with level 11 being. Yeah, that sounds about right. Especially on your like your main job, like your starting job or whatever you mainly play the story at, you're going to be madly over leveled for like pretty much the whole thing. Especially if you stick to it and you don't swap and do any of the other expansions as another job. ARR especially has been like kind of overtuned to like give you more EXP than you might need just to be absolutely sure you don't get stuck anywhere. Or somehow enough people were doing that they got paranoid about that being a problem. Basic is the basics of it. Ooh. Oh, why? Please just get up. I'm hitting A to get up. Main quest level, what? 11? Alright. 15 is when the dungeons come into it. Just so you know. 15 is also where you can finally change jobs and pick up another one if you want to try it before going into the dungeons, or if you didn't like your first one in the dungeon. Just so you know. But if you're enjoying it so far, please jump off. Just, you know, Eggman's cursed, evil, deplorable, you know, teacup ride, spinning teacups. Kind of. I'll say they're not really spinning, but please, I beg of you to just. Everything here is at its strongest and most terrible in terms of damage and health and staggering, which is like, oh, why? Why did you hate us, Sega? On the other hand, it does mean Eggman saved his absolute best for last, so, you know, he's smart in that way, I suppose. Tanking is a good time, especially because as the tank, you are often durable enough to be able to make mistakes safely, more or less, so, you know, it's a very fun time. You don't have to really worry about any. The only one you really have to worry about is making sure the healer is doing their job and healing you, which can be a fight in itself sometimes. But apart from that, like, you know, fucking good time. You don't have to care about shit. You don't have to worry about shit. Why did you just... Oh, God. Oh, yeah, this happens whenever he dies one and the checkpoint was back as the other. Yeah, we don't even know the fight he's really gonna go. Or he's just not gonna grab anything. That's cool. Thanks. Werehog. These ones we're gonna have to fight with. Guild tests. I'm surprised you did that. When I tried them back when I started, basically no one was doing guild tests. I'm surprised people are doing them now. Probably because, you know, they're there. They're simple wee things, and they are kind of like more advanced tutorials, so to speak, but they're out of the way, easily missed, and not many do them. And to the point where it's kind of like, it'd be nice if the main tutorial stuff just told you half of its information, or give you half of its encounters, like the tank having to like pull extra ads in and stuff like that, away from everyone else. I should remember the boss barrels and stuff for this. Mind you, with a defense up, look at the amount of damage that did. No, let go. Jesus. Yeah, and this is with the defense up. You can see the R is still on, it's green. No one joined for 5 minutes, so it stopped. There's like I forget how many there are, but there's a decent few. And they do cover a lot of like actually kind of important scenarios, like, you know, enemy prioritization and all that. But, you know, again, they really should be kind of like mandatory, I feel like, or something like them should be mandatory. Still, I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's funny because when we get you into the FC, our FC is actually very tank heavy, which, as I understand it, is the opposite problem a lot of FCs tend to have. Well, that may change with like a lot of the tank changes in Endwalker, making tanks extremely powerful. Unless you're Dark Knight, in which case you can't. Like, you kind of had some good like changes. You actually are like the strongest in terms of DPS on all that, but you have like no durability, and they really need to change that. The gits are enough of what you're just adding to them with like the fire spewing teacups. Yeah, like in one sense, it has like the best defensive move around even now, in my opinion, because it essentially just deletes an enemy's attack with the Blackest Night. But on the other, like, Paladin, Warrior, and Gunbreaker got a whole bunch of, like, self-heals and regenerating stuff added to, like, a lot of their defenses. And Dark Knight just didn't, for whatever fucking reason. This didn't give that to Dark Knight. At the same time, they didn't really fuck with Dark Knight's damages, like, the damage numbers in any of Dark Knight's stuff, so it ends up the beefiest of the lot, like, in terms of offensively, the beefiest, but, You can't regen or anything. You can like block big, heavy enemy attacks pretty casually. Like the tank buster stuff is meant to specifically just murder the tank. But you can't, you just can't sustain anywhere near as good as the others. It's kind of like, why did you do this? There's no there's no fathomable reason for why you would do this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, the wall jump. I think I was gonna say at some point, I tried looking for my copy of Sonic Colors, and it's buried enough that I couldn't find it where I expected to find it, near the top of one of the boxes. I need to go that way? Not really. That way just doesn't look good. Help. So, if I beat this within like a reasonable time tonight, we won't be just moving on to Sonic Colors yet, so I'll have to look for it in better and bigger detail if I can even access it at this point. And if I can't, then I guess we'll just have to go to Generations. And come back to Colors later, whenever my woes are solved. In like, God willing, God fucking hopefully a month. Less than a month, hopefully like, you know, like January, like very early, like okay, we're gonna come and solve all your fucking problems. Ow. Next one will kill me. But getting rings is difficult. Oh. Give me the terror, why don't you? Not yet. Swap back. It's a shame because like Dark Knight's the aesthetic is the one I love the most, and again I do think like the Blackest Night is like the single best defensive move in the fucking game. To the point that even as the tanks I quite enjoy, the Gunbreaker I quite enjoy, even as that I still feel like naked without the Blackest Night. It's just kind of like, oh fuck, this doesn't feel right. This feels like I'm missing like most of my defensive capability against tank busters. Because I can't just use the move that just turns them off, please. Please, I need you to jump. I really wish you could come out with grabs faster, because like enemies can and will just immediately snipe you from like nothing. If you like, if they see the opportunity to do so. Should be doing this constantly. No. Okay, so it's actually going to stop you from throwing him outside the arena. That's terrible. Yeah, Warrior is a direct upgrade. It's like all the Realm Reborn classes. It's the basic gist is that it's like once you get to like level 30 and do your level 30 job quest, like you'll finish your base storyline and then you'll get a new one that will give you a job stone. Or the job stone will that'll be you equip that and then you turn from Marauder into Warrior. I just make sure to save that to like your loadout thing, so you never go into a dungeon without it equipped, which can happen if you're not careful. And once that happens, like Warrior's like basically the real class. Marauder's is like the tutorial for him. Warrior is a pretty good tank, so you're in good hands. Thank you. I don't know why you turn the camera around like this. I don't know why you do this to us. Extra lives all over the place because they knew. They knew. Oh yeah, that continues from Marauder's level. So when you can put your stone on, you're just like, as a level 30 Marauder, you just become level 30 Warrior. All your moves, like, it will change like your moveset loadout annoyingly, like your hotbars, but all your moves are basically the same. Like all your Marauder moves are still there, and then you just have Warriors like path on top of that. So like, if you look at your moveset as Marauder, you'll see like it ends kind of like around 30, and you might have like a move in like level 40s or 50. Warrior will have like all your like 30s, 40s, 50, and then onwards moves. And I should note that all the classes that aren't ARR classes don't do this because they decided, okay, that's a bit too awkward. So like Dark Knight, Astrology, and all those will just have it all as the one thing from where to go. Although all those do just like, you know, you do have a stone for all them equipped as well, just by default to like activate them as a thing. I realized I think that was just a regular Sonic one up, not the Werehog one up, which is curious. Doesn't really mean much, but it is curious. Yeah, like, Warrior's whole thing is, as you like, Marauder probably has bits of it actually, but you know, Warrior's whole thing is basically you get extremely angry and just kind of regenerate HP through the sheer rage of your blows. Which is the Berserker essentially, which as you might imagine is perfectly fitting for Ginny. Helm is your standard Holy Knight. Dark Knight is, you know, you have a giant... So Dark Knight is guts, but you have dark magic on top of that, basically. Gunbreaker is... Gunbreaker is, you know, the most Final Fantasy classic. You're kind of... You have, like, a gun blade, so you have, like, you know, the fancy Final Fantasy weapon. You have a lot of like lots of explosions and like blasting a gun while people let you slice with a sword, and use that to do off mad defensive spells. And also, like, being a class that's very active and kind of feels a little action gamey at times, it naturally names its tank stance after a Devil May Cry reference, which is beautiful. It also makes sense in context, given their origin, but they, you know, it is absolutely specifically a Devil May Cry reference because it is the defensive stance. It's Royal Guard. They call it Royal Guard, which is the name of Dante's defensive stance. Fuck it. We'll get more back. I said that in general we'll get a lot back as we break shit, fight more of these enemies, because there's a lot of fights in Eggmanland. All the shield you got to get specifically as best you can. Oh, love the Dark Gaia juice. These are robot bits? Yeah, they're robot heads and stuff in here, Jesus. These are just containers of all the fuckers we've killed. I've actually gained lives, I think, coming in here. I think. which is funny. I'm gonna gently walk over here. Why would you give me a fucking checkpoint here? Why would anything nice happen? You just don't have the time for it. Why would you do it? Yeah. Thanks. It's all over. Everything is going wrong. The hardest level in the game for a reason. You can see your time when you're playing as Sonic. And as you know, it's 20 minutes, which is, you know, not bad for a Werehog level. More or less. Well, first time of a Werehog level. This is, real shit. I don't know what I was expecting to happen. It's just full of deadly speed traps. Okay, we're fine. Other one, thank you, Jesus. Balls. Into the void we ye. Welcome back. Ooh. Haha. Crying. You have to hit the button not shown to advance. Help. I did really badly, but somehow I still got a commendation. I mean, like, you know. Fuck, it doesn't matter much. It would have been nice to get the extra life, but it's fine. You know, like, might be pretty badly, like, you may even think it's visibly pretty badly, but, you know, some people will either understand or just, you know, be fine with it. You know, they'll be like, ah, you know, you're new. Yeah, you do have the sprite icon, which indicates, you know, I am new. You'll have, and of course, you know, they can see, like, your early level and all of that. Anyone who's particularly nosy, like David, I'll just tell you right now, David is very nosy, he will help. He will check your levels and shit if he's nosy, or someone annoys him, he will check their levels to judge him. I thank him for this, because I am also that nosy. I just can't be bothered to check half the time. But, you know, people can tell when you're new, and some will be compassionate about that, and go like, here you go, like, you did fine. And others will screech about how, you know, like, you shouldn't be ruining their experience, and you should listen to them, because they've been healing in other MMOs for, like, 10 years, and it doesn't matter that they're not actually doing any healing here, that just shows that they're good. And you may go, that sounds oddly specific, that's several people. You'll see stories of them. Many of them. Am I just gonna die? I was gonna die. Oh no, yeah. Those mutants are very rare, and I will say this, in all my time on, God damn it. In all my time on, like, Ultros, I've never seen anyone that deranged. I have seen some people who are pretty fucking bad at playing the game. But most of them fact, very rarely have I ever seen anyone actually get whiny and chat about stuff. I've only ever seen other people say it, and a lot of the time it's on other either servers or even just other data centers. Evan picked a good one. Ow. Probably helps that apparently back in the day, Ultros used to be relatively small population, and that's obviously changed now, of course. So maybe the influx will ruin everything. Who's to say? See, I think we could just continue. Or at least we can. Yeah, no, we can continue as Day Sonic at least. So fuck it, let's do this. Continue as Day Sonic. Why even live? Ow. Uncontrollably spinning around. Help. I am my own worst enemy. And now we go back to Nighthawk. But yeah, no, like, people, like, you might think it's the sort of thing of like you'll dread, you'll think, oh, I'm doing really terrible, you'll think, oh, they're judging me and all. People either won't notice, won't care, they'll recognize, oh, hey, you know, this person is clearly new and probably could do with help with the learning. I'm just getting wrecked by that robot, but fuck it, I am not even gonna stay and fight because this is not a locked in combat arena. Goodbye. Help. Oh, that's gonna do it. Anything at the pool? I mean that, of course, but what do you want me to put? Got it? You want me to murder the beasts? Might be murder the beasts. It was murder the beasts. I'm being destroyed. Veltan Guild has did not spread what the heck they're doing. There is a guild host roulette. Like, you'll get roulettes eventually, which is like you put yourself into a general list and it puts you into a dungeon that someone's doing, because like someone will pick a dungeon they're doing either for progress or whatever, and they'll be put into it. Or it'll join a lot of, if there's not enough people, it will just join a lot of people in the queue in a random one. There is a guild test roulette along with all the dungeon ones that gives you like a tiny bit of EXP, so they're probably going for that. Like, oh, just like top me off with this little bit of EXP or whatever. Or, fuck. Or like, they could be... No, that's probably what they're doing. They're doing that, yeah. That, you know, or theoretically you might be like trying to practice an early class, but if it does zoom straight through it, no, they're just there for like a quick bit of cheap EXP. And when you know what you're doing, the has to go pretty fast. Sometimes you have to communicate what you're doing and hope the other person's actually reading their fucking chat, because some of them require actually, like, you know, sizable team coordination. I have been physically destroyed. There's one where you have to lower an enemy's health to a certain point and then bring it over to the thing and like then like use the thing on to trap it. And telling the DPS and tank to not kill the enemy can sometimes just result in you failing because they won't read their chat, they won't read the mission statement, they just think, oh, just go in here, beat this senselessly, and then I'm done. Because, you know, why play the game? Why pay attention? Why even live? I think I meant to drop down a bit closer than that, or under the ring maybe. Yeah, some people are either just doing it for that, or they're doing it to like knock stuff off their completion lists, or it's mainly just get a wee bit of EXP really fast. I have done that sometimes, just for the fuck of it when I'm running down the roulettes for the day, but for the most part I usually don't bother because it's not terribly worth it. There is a trophy on PS4 and probably achievement on PC for doing 100 of them. Oh, for fuck's sake. What pipe does it want me to go to? Is it the first pipe actually then? Probably. Nope, we can't stand on that. Alright, so the other one probably can because it has the ring on it. Please, I beg of you. Okay, they just don't. Whatever's cool. There's also, to be fair, like, the sprite icon can stay for an anomalous amount of time. You usually have to get to a certain point in the... not the most recent expansion, not the newest expansion, but the one before it. So that used to be Stormblood, and now it's Shadowbringers. And you also have to be playing for like a certain amount of time, and then once you've done that, it will... you know, it will say like, hey, good job, you're no longer a sprite. So you'll see shit like, I did see it actually, like sprites in Endwalker zones. I'm like, what? Hello. Which basically means they played only the main story, only what they had to, and like literally nothing else, more or less. Hello, Luigi. Your food's downstairs. You want attention? No, I guess not. Just keep shrugging away from the hand. He's in a huffy mood. He still misses mom because she's away on holiday, over to see her sister. He just doesn't know what's up. Oh, hello. Hang on, he has destroyed chat. Okay, I can see it again. He just had to put his paw on the iPad as he passed, because, you know, such is my son. Another one of these rooms. Ooh. And away we go. See ya, fuckers. Because they will just spawn infinitely until you get out of the room. There's like a little gap if you need it to like pull the lever. But you can just do that. This might be the end. I think this is the final fight. It is the final fight. But let's see how we do. He's staring at the ceiling. I'm paranoid when he does that, because there was that little issue with spiders. Like a bunch of little baby spiders in the bathroom wall, and earlier today I saw what I think was the mother spider, like making a web over the doorway of the kitchen. It's like, how the hell did you not get noticed by anyone until now? Sneaky devil. We were also doing a bit of going on the left, we were like trilling stuff through the house, like gardening stuff, so that one could have just been a separate spider that got in that way. Just fell off of a bag of like garden litter and shit. It's entirely feasible. The wall bounce does extra damage, and that's the meanest part. Please cease this activity. Maybe I was wrong, it keeps going. Maybe there's a bigger fight later with another guy. I don't know. Could have sworn he's the final fight. Oh wait, no, there we go. There's two of them. It's the Theokai, because usually a lot of these levels will end with one big guy for, you know, the level's end. Also, there's two of them, so you both just get like stun lock combos with that if they both start doing it. You know, welcome to hell. Population year. Kill the wizards first because they will damage it, they will heal the monsters. Please, I do not wish to get stuck up on you. Okay, that time the iframes lined up, so I was safe. That was almost terrible. They will just keep doing this. They see nothing wrong with doing this. There's no such thing as a loving god. The wizards will sometimes get hit by it and sometimes not. It depends if they count as being on the ground at the moment. There we go. That's the business. And you can hear another one coming because fuck you. Welcome to the misery. It just keeps happening. Yep. Yep. Sega has really good brawler design. I have not seen it quite this bad. Oh my god, finally. I've never seen that actually combo someone to death. There's combo them a lot. I think that's the most I've ever seen it. That's definitely the most that's happened to me personally. Don't start again. Don't happen again. That it faded out. It fucking faded out. Also, at least there's one nice catch. They are damaging each other when they do that. Let's turn this on to stop losing as much life. Please, I beg of you, that's not even physically touching me anymore. They are damaging each other by doing that, and as long as you kill the wizards, they will eventually murder each other. Oh, Jesus. That's the only nice part, is that the more they do it, the more they shred each other for you, the more you just survive. The more you just have to not die. Help. I started sliding off of there. Okay, 38. That ended up actually relatively in line with a... Well, maybe not, like some of my like really dire metal hunts it ended up in line with. That's actually, I guess because I half remember the level, it's easier than I thought. It is still the longest just by virtue of swapping the two Sonics. There's no medals in here, I don't think? Yeah, no. Which is a small mercy. Imagine having to redo this for medals. No, let's spoil. Let's put it all in speed. They become unreasonable. Yeah, near 40 minutes, and that's without like medal hunting. I guess that's a better way to put it. It's near 40 minutes, half knowing what you're doing, and that's without medal hunting. It's beefy. And as demonstrated, the fights are suffering. He is gazing at the ceiling and shit, and it's making me paranoid that like we missed some of the tiny spiders or something. What are you looking at? white one is like often last or usually late in the color schemes, often signifying that it's in some way special, but they're all just kind of the same. The usual thing is that green is basically always the first, and usually yellow is the second. Usually, but not always. Is there a wee fly in here? Like your head's zipping all over the fucking room. There must be a wee fly. The planet is receding.
This should put the world back to normal. Dark Gaia will go back to being sealed within the core, and my work will be done.
That's great, Chip.
Yup. Thank you, Sonic. It's all thanks to
You just, you know, have to deal with that old Eggman business.
Yeah.
What is he looking at? He's staring at that wall just like meditatively, like humped up, gazing at it like there's something on it. I can't see anything. Is there a wee spider there? It's the brine wall, so there might be. Oh god, what if you, oh no, I say oh god, actually it's probably fine. He's probably tracking like, maybe, no, he's gazing all around the room again. When he's staring at the ceiling, he might be listening to a mouse in the attic.
This is moving back into place.
That's wonderful. I'll await your safe return then. You can give me a full report over a plate of luscious cucumber sandwiches.
Luscious.
I'll be happy to fill you in, Professor.
Oh, wasn't paying attention to the anti-air defenses.
Do you feel that?
You didn't think it was gonna be that easy, did you? Boom boom. He's doing a good job of it. He's fucking keeping them under watch. His eyes are piercing them.
My wondrous technology, Dark Gaia is whole and complete. I harnessed its energy to put together this little creation. Behold, the ultra-hyper prototype one. Crush them.
He calls it that. It's just the Egg Dragoon regenerations. I think it is anyway. Something like that. Imagine if we had grinding and bouncing and shit as the Werehog instead of very careful tightrope walking. Imagine how much tighter the game would be. Although the whole idea is that the Werehog was meant to be like the slower version, and slower gameplay method to get more time out of the game. They explicitly said that basically. Because they were concerned the Game of All Day levels would be too short for people's liking. Not necessarily wrong with the way people get weird about like length of game versus and like not counting replayability or anything. Alright, we're past Eggmanland, so now it's time for... Yeah, this is just the Egg Dragoon. You can hear it.
That lit up part on the bottom looks fishy. I'll try aiming for that. Fire!
Punch him in his robo dick.
Take this!
That green round thing looks suspicious. Give it a bonk, Sonic.
I know, Chip. Rip. Goodbye. Goodbye, noble soldier. Ow, ow, ow. Might be better to block it than run from it, I don't know. Just keep banging them in the dick.
Take this! Not good enough, Sonic!
This bit's pretty rad.
Jeez, Eggman! Simmer down!
Jeez!
Wing units deploy! You were lucky, Sonic, but luck can't last forever! Go! Impossible! No! The controls won't respond! Let's do this! Ha! Whoa! Out of my sight!
Fucking bold shooting your drill missile at yourself. You must be sad.
Hey! Well, wait! Stop! No! This is a delicate machine!
Jiggle them up.
Now look what you've done!
We're also falling into the planet's core, if you've noticed, which is rad.
Give it up! Bombs away!
Brrr. What's wrong, Luigi? What are you gazing at? What's got your attention?
You little... Go! How about this? Fire!
Did that hit him or that's not kind? Might have not kind of.
Impossible!
Fuck's sake. Fortunately, there is an invisible edge protecting me in my bold assault. Yeah, it must be the mice in the city. His head's rocking about, but I can't hear it. Well, it could be flying, I suppose. I don't know, the way he jumped up there, I don't know, there's a wee fly skipping about. This guy's flying around his tower or something.
Stop a little pincushion! Give up and die already! Here's one for the road, Sonic!
Glad we landed okay.
I think eventually you will just run out of platforms, but as long as you keep up a mild assault, you're fine.
Not good enough, Sonic! Lost control again! Don't fall apart on me now! Let's do this!
Fuck.
How about this?
Wait a wee bit to get her bop back in. No, it is just easy to block that.
No! The controls won't respond! Let's do this!
I think it is the C and button sequence each time.
Out of my sight!
Yeah.
No!
This one's different, you're gonna beat the shit out of him now. Mash that fucking button. Bye. Yeah. And that's Eggman fucked.
How could I lose? This isn't over. I'll build a prototype too and...
Oh yeah, the Great Satan. He did say that he completely restored the Great Satan.
What? It's Dark Gaia.
After all, you are in the Earth's core.
Yes, Dark Gaia! Crush this insolent little hedgehog! Kick him to the outer limits of space!
I don't know why you thought you were exempt from any of this. The land above us hasn't yet come down, so you saw him get knocked through the gap. So we have to kill, the Great Satan before he just gets burst back out of the earth.
Sonic, what's wrong?
Alright, it was Dark Gaia energy that gave us the Werehog form. It was his eyeballs that were missing.
Sonic, you've got to get up. Sonic!
Chip! Run, Chip!
Hey!
Oh yeah, that whole light Gaia thing.
7 lights of the earth rekindled.
What's happening?
Curious shape on that temple, isn't it?
That's just incredible! The temple!
They rise!
Awaken and gather here to me.
Turns out the true savior of the planet all along was ancient Voltron.
Sonic.
That's true. He could just boost into it and fucking destroy. But, it's supposed to be fair, there's nowhere to run to it. You'd have to run across lava, and even Sonic's that good. So, in the Wii and PS2 version of the game, I don't think you do like this boosting section. You just kind of like end up at it and fight it. And in that version of the game, it's basically just punch out. You have to like guard, you have to like get your hits in when it's like you can see gaps to hit it in and all that shit. Ow, I guess it didn't block enough in time. You see him charging, you gotta block it because it will just gank, so you have to keep boosting to get near him because you're on a time limit. will have health restored between sections at least, but you know. I think actually you might be able to punch the boulders out of the way, thinking about it. If you get the the wind up properly. Oh. It just keeps trying for that super beam, and if you whiff, it will just blast you to pieces. Yeah, it's like a radical little like actual fighting thing in the Wii PS2 version, and in this version it's just quick time events. He's going to bite your head. Tiger and Sonic.
Roger that, buddy.
Yeah. It's the trade-off of having like extra levels is that the other version has the better boss fight.
Sonic, hit Dark Gaia's weak spot. Quick, while I hold it
Thought that would have made that jump. If this is a time section, if you take too long, Dark Gaia blasts ship in the face and you lose. If you do just repeat from this section, fuck. You just restart at the start of this section. I was hoping we would catch that. Fuck. This is me being stupid. That one's just fuck me. What did you want me to do there? Probably not boost, I guess. Yeah, if you boost, you'll just get destroyed. But I hit the wrong button.
Sonic, hit Dark Gaia's weak spot. Quick, while I hold him back. Shit.
Okay, no, I guess there was RNG. Fuck me on that one. Poor. I did the hop. I don't know what it wants from me there. I did the hop. That wasn't like a real hop. That was me hitting the jump, just the jump.
Hurry, Sonic. Dark Gaia's getting ready to do something. Hang tight, Chip. Hurry, Sonic.
Yeah, we're doing it. There we go. I'll get used to that. Yeah, no, that's all over the place. On the other hand, we do get the fuck the living shit out of his eye. That's his left eye dinged up. Wrong button. And then you just do this. Like, don't get me wrong, it's pretty rad. Like, you're very slow, but that slowness does convey like how fucking big you are and how massive the distance between the two of you is. You know, I just didn't get the block up earlier. Almost there. And yeah, my block. And boop. Yeah, it does convey a lot of the weight of it, but it, you know. It doesn't have that it is ultimately just slow. And he's like, fuck it, we're gonna grab down here and try the head bite again. Which means we're gonna run up the other arm.
Hit Dark Gaia's weak spot. Quick, while I hold him back. Shit, you rock.
He is a literal rock, yes.
Hurry, Sonic. Dark Gaia's getting ready to do something. Hang tight, Chip.
It's well, unfortunately quite easy. One last one. If it's worth doing once, it's worth doing 3 times. Again, at least it does refill your health in each section. Faster and nastier. The block was up for that one, I don't know what to tell you. You probably can punch them with the right timing and that might be better, but I'll be fucked if I know the right timing. Yeah, no, the right timing is pretty tough because you have a massive wind up. There we go. Yeah, if we don't get it right here, I am just dead. Yeah. You can't skip that. But you do start from the fees you died on, because they aren't that fucking insane, at least. At least I'm pretty sure you do. I'm pretty sure you do. You know, you do, yeah. I'm briefly nervous for a second. That's my wing. That's not good. Sometimes your fist just comes out faster and sometimes it comes out slower. Get shorter because you're getting closer. That you probably just don't have a window there. Rip. But yeah, no, the Wii PS2 version is just far better than this. Pattern is at least the same. It's just, you know, getting the timing down. You might ask, have you not just tried not going so far back when you get hit, Chip? And you know, it's a good question, yeah, it's because he hasn't. Well, I got the middle one at least. Let's block. Alright. Just a bite. It does make you wonder how Light Gaia ever won in the past, given the way this goes. Yeah, you're right. Because I just saw the first line of that. Like, it is more about slow acceleration than slow speed. Which is what they're going for. Like, the acceleration, you definitely kind of slow. But you're right, it should really actually speed up to actual good speeds.
Sonic, hit Dark Gaia's weak spot. Quick, while I hold him back. You rock.
Like, he just went through the thing. He just went through it.
Sonic, hit Dark Gaia's weak spot. Quick, while I hold him back.
Don't touch the ring, then. That's cool. There's an extra life there, which is very discouraging.
Hurry, Sonic. Dark Gaia's getting ready to do something. Hang tight, Chip.
Oh, come on.
Hurry, Sonic. Go! Go!
This is right up to the big middle eye.
Let's go!
Yeah, like, it should have been slowly accelerating towards coming really fast, and then, yeah, that would convey the weight better. They would have to make the... You would make the length bigger then, and maybe give them different projectiles or whatever to throw down. Well, that would work. Because you throw you to the other end of the inside of the world, you would just zoom back towards them. That'd be fucking great. You could make it something like actual Space Harrier or whatever. Where you like slow acceleration, you just gradually get like super fast, but you know, suffering. He spreads the darkness across the globe. But it's interesting, you can actually meet and run past all of these people and models in the game. They're all the NPCs in the villages you talk to.
Dark Gaia has regained its true power. The beast is complete.
Think about it, they didn't show America there, I don't think, probably because it's not in the Wii 2 version.
Into the dark of night, the dark of destruction. Oh, that it should come to this. We're doomed. The planet is lost.
That won't happen. There's no way Sonic will let it end like this.
He's turned back apocalypses before. He can do it again. Admittedly, like, loading screen spoilers, by the way. Admittedly, they're usually Eggman doing a giant thing and not like an actual ordained apocalypse, but he has done it. I am surprised, it's green blood, so they get away with it. That's still, like, remarkably nasty for a Sonic game. Just the arms bursting out of its own flesh, like eyeballs coming out through worming gaps of skin. More eyes, nastier. As he pushes the receding bit of the earth back and starts to prepare to tear it asunder. Do what comes natural, Sonic. It's time to go Super Saiyan. Like Goku. It's funny because you see him go Supersonic at the start of the game for once, which makes you think that's the fake out. You won't be doing it this time. Because, he did it at the start, but no, you get to do it. Now you get, like, the actual boss theme music. Well, I can just tear through these boulders. It's the, Sonic 3 and Knuckles finish, essentially. You need to gather rings to build up Sonic's, like, energy meter. While, trying your best to avoid stuff that staggers you. Just tears through the shield. Kind of overstating it a bit there. Sonic, he didn't do anything cool like rip it open with his giant hands. He just walked through it. So what we have to do is bust the dragon heads. Nigh rocks will hurt us, but bust the dragon heads. This can be a bit of a nuisance because they do recede, and you do need to hit them multiple times to kill them. Which I feel like it should just be one, and you just go tearing through all of them in sequence. Add more if you want it to be trickier, I guess, but you know. Also, you have to do it before Chip dies. Gaia will occasionally, Dark Gaia, I mean, will occasionally turn around and try and fuck you over instead of fighting Chip, because he's like, oh fuck. He knows who the bigger threat is, basically. Getting a bit fucking close there. Please turn around, Sonic. What are you doing? He's like gone off axis a bit. Come on, this is the last one. And there's one on the other side. God damn it. Two on the other side, unless it's like just hit. Probably did this wrong by trying to do the circle around thing instead of just focusing. He's probably about to kill Chip. Yep, he killed Chip. Actually, I think he kills Chip a bit faster than I remember.
Alright, Chip, time for the big finish.
Sonic.
I remember having more time than that, unless I really was really shit there. I don't know how that didn't explode last time, and these actually do hurt me now. I guess it was just always hurting me. Really fucking up the ring gallery. Everything is going wrong.
I gotta take out this shield.
My turn, Sonic.
My turn,
What are
Sonic.
you doing, Chip?
Come on. Come on. You should really be allowed to like attack while it focuses, like shows you that in the background.
I'll get its attention, Sonic. You do something about this shield.
Come
I
on.
think those big snake things
Yeah,
are coming
come
from
on.
the shield, Sonic.
Looks like those snake things are its weak spot.
Yeah, no, it's better to do the focus. As fun as it is to like run around the whole edge, it is better to focus. You really should just be running around popping holes in one hit. Usually there's a lot of them, or like you have to dodge a lot more attacks. Oh. Ow. This gets coming. Come on. Fucking window is tight though. Chip's health is decaying a lot faster than I remember it decaying. Come on, stick your dick out. do that. It's time for the big one.
Sonic, you did it!
Chip! Be right there!
Oh. Ooh. Bop all the hands off. Last one's cheekily fast. And then get ready to scream. Because it shoots anyway, and then 60. Why? I thought I remembered it as 50. You certainly feel like a tank out from that one, don't you? Yeah, straight through. Splat. Just straight through the head, right through the eyeball. Just fucking bullet him in the 10 slot. 12 spot even. 10 spot the temple. Kind of. And that's where Satan dies. That's the entire Bible. At least he had a little force field to slow the momentum instead of just letting him splat against the unfeeling rock. Apocalypse ended. It's cool. It was just a weird eclipse. Go back to your days, citizens. How you doing there, Eggman?
Pleasant morning, wouldn't you say, Doctor? You can simply begin your plans anew, even if all of your efforts this last time were utterly wasted, even if it was a complete and utter humiliating loss, even the most pathetic loser in all the world will shut up!
It's a hell of a kick. You think he would just roll into a ball and roll away from him, but no, he just wiggles away on his hands, and Eggman does the craziest run you will ever see a man do.
Ah, the light reigns over darkness, and the world is returned to peace. It's simply a miracle. We've been saved by a miracle.
I told you, didn't I? There was no way Sonic would let something like that happen.
And right you were. Still, we cannot live without the night. We all must sleep. We all must rest. Darkness is a part of our world, just the same as light.
But still, fuck it, and we will kill his incarnation.
It may be that the darkness has not been destroyed, but merely laid to rest. It grows strong over the eons, rises up, then is put to slumber by the light.
It's part of our world. It exists just to be fucking destroyed by the light, which is existent at all our times.
Very will of the planet itself.
Balance.
Save the speech for later. We've got to get things ready for Sonic's coming home party.
See, the implication is kind of like, oh, he's spent his very life or whatever, but like, he hasn't really. Hello. You're just in time for this to end, I'm afraid. We're in the ending. Does the thumbs up as he sings. We're never seeing those temples again. They're not being returned to where they were. There's going to be giant gaps in each of the countries. Thanks, Chip. What they don't tell you is that this hill is like the exact center point of all creation, which is why he keeps ending up back here.
Ow. Huh?
The little fake out is fun.
I'll never forget you. I'll be here by you, always. A part of the earth you tread.
He wears it like he does some of his power-ups in Sonic Adventure 2, which is really fun. But it does also make Chip's little thing just look like, you know, the bounce bracelet. Or something. And credits. Yeah, Sonic Unleashed pretty good. I mean, like even now, like in a lot of ways, I actually respect it more now than I did back then. Probably just because the last time I played it, I didn't put as much thought into things as I do now. It does, like, a lot of people complain about the Werehog stuff, but like, the real issue with the Werehog stuff isn't actually the combat, though it does have like little incidental problems. But like enemies can just attack you through your attacks, and they have armor when they're doing their attacks, but you don't. Like that's really annoying stuff. Like the two giants at the very end of Eggmanland being able to just actually stun lock combo you to death with their earthquakes. Or get very threateningly close anyway. If I had taken damage before they got me in that loop, they would have just killed me. You know, a bit unrefined, but then this team hasn't really done, you know, 3D hack and slash technical action stuff ever. I don't think even since. But really, I think the bigger problems of the Werehog are actually the tightrope walking and like some of the precision platform stuff, because the camera just isn't there for it. And the controls for the tightrope walking aren't great, so when they include sections where like you can't just save yourself by grabbing on the ledge and using that instead, it quickly becomes suffering, and at least they knew that. They put like a respawning actual life like right next to all these things as a band-aid, so like they know. And it's like, yeah, okay, you knew at least, and you just didn't have time to fix it. But even so, it is still kind of like, fuck. You probably shouldn't have just done it in the first place, or got far enough that it was at a production level in the first place that you couldn't change it in the design phase. Or testing. But that's less the team's problem, more had the executive give them time to actually do it. Had a bit extra time, I bet they wouldn't even need to do that. They would just have, you know, they would just change the section so you wouldn't need the respawning extra life to be able to, you know, as a band-aid over it. The daytime stuff is basically perfect. The only issue, and they solve it in colors and generations, is like boosting homing attack on the same button instead of putting homing attack on the same button as jump. which was the case in the games before this, actually. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 and Heroes, like, homing attack is on A, which is the same button you jump with. They changed that for this, which, nah, they should have left that aside. As Generations proves, with homing attack on A, that gives you another option for producing momentum, but more finely versus just boosting. And, you know, that allows for level design shenanigans and also for player movement options more. Colors as well, actually, colors also makes that distinction. So on Wii, colors is like, boost was on D-pad and homing attack was still A, which was jump as well. But, what is it? The only other thing is the drift, which feels pretty loose for what it is, but that's, again, easily fixed. Drifting is, by the time of Generations, the fun thing is that they do it in Colors and Generations, and in Colors and Generations, the drifting is also, like, a lot tighter and better. So, you know, issue solved, really. I was gonna go straight into Colors because I figured this would take, I actually figured this would take about 2 hours and we're 20 minutes ahead of that. But, my copy of Colors Ultimate is deeply buried. It wasn't just on top of the boxes where I expected it to be because we had like rearranged stuff and I forgot that. So I don't know where it is at the moment. So, I'll just, if not tomorrow, then Sunday or Monday we'll just pick back up with that. Well, you know, if I find it. And if I don't, we'll just go straight to Generations because I have that on Steam. Yeah. At some point down the line, because Chris did mention, like, oh yeah, Sonic 06 was on 360, and while it's not on the Xbox Series X compatibility list, which means, you know, no high resolution, no, you know, nice filters, no, like, it's, you know, the FPS boost of this doesn't actually boost the game logic, like, it's not actually, it basically smooths it out, it makes it, like, look 60 FPS-ish, or there's more frames than it had, and smooths everything out, but it doesn't actually make it run and play at 60 FPS, is what I found. It's, I suppose, like, you can't just have it to magically sort all the game logic for you like that. Otherwise, you'll probably end up with, like, original Dark Souls 2 on PC, where the frame rate being twice made everything decay just super fast. Like, all your fucking weapons and armor all, like, decay, like, twice, 4 times as fast. So, you know, there's only so much they could do, but it would have been ideal. But with the way it is, I'm just gonna have... The only catch is, like, on top of having to dig the 360 out and hope the 360 still lives, it should be fine. It was nice and covered, shouldn't be killed by dust or anything. The controller is a different matter. And the copy of the game is a different matter, because I didn't own 06 on 360, I owned it on PS3. The PS3 is dead and otherwise unrecordable anyway. So yeah, like, you know. Colors next if I find it, and not Colors, then Generations. And maybe Lost World, which I haven't played, but I have that on Steam. So that'll be a first time, just to see what happened between Generations and Forces. See, honestly, like, it'd be fun just about the suffering and all, but I kind of wonder if it's worth it in 06, because it's kind of like, I feel like there's not much more that can be said for it. Well, maybe. I suppose you don't know until you try, but... I didn't actually remember this credits song, actually. don't have a lot more. Oh, the medals probably could have been better distributed a little, but to be fair, I didn't have to do that much hunting because the extra levels and be doing levels I was bad at, or bad at medal hunting in middle of the day levels, solved it relatively quickly. Like, it took what? Probably 2 hours of the last stream, maybe not even 2 hours to gather all the rest, and that's because I was mostly on track by just actually looking around the night levels, which are fucking packed with them and are a lot easier to explore and pillage stuff than the day levels, which require being able to spot and be better, being able to spot the being able to spot the alternate paths and actually be able to get on them with like the correct momentum and speed and movement and all that to actually hit the ramps, the rings and all that. Inbound games. I haven't heard of inbound games doing much else actually. I suppose they might have. If I can find my phone. I say if it's just a lazy turnaround and blind search. Wait, was that it? No, that's remote. This music makes me think of like lo-fi credits music from like an animated movie, which a lot of animated movies I remember doing around this time for some reason. Or at least I remember a lot of them in my childhood doing that. You have your jumpy, bouncy like theme for the first part of the credits, and then the second part of the credits you go out to like the slow lo-fi emotional music. I wonder why. Beyond the fact that it's just something they composed for it. So I'm nosy because I can't think of much else at the moment. Well, if this is the right one anyway. Oh no, it is. They had to leave for a few minutes. Well, you missed. We're done. And you missed my recollection on the game and all that. Inbound games, there's Osamu Shibamiya, sorry, who was mentioned in the credits there. Oh, that was a former Sega localization director, that's why he's there. He is probably helping with, translating, dubcasting and all that. Okay. Sega of America remains Inbound's most consistent client. He also worked on many of the early installments in the Yakuza series, including Zero, as well as the first two Valkyria Chronicles games. We unleashed Sonic. He is unleashed. He is free. Bop. World Savior. Yeah, pretty good. The problems of the Werehog, I'll just recap, problems of the Werehog were less what people said about it and more just, some unrefined aspects of the brawling that are more technical, like enemies having armor when they attack, but you having none when you attack, so they can hit you and stagger you out of your hits. Which is just bad, just don't do that ever. That's just bad. Just really fucking bad. It's gonna be a attack that can cancel yours and hit through yours, it has to have, signify itself as a bigger hit and not just be every single attack they can do. Like the case here. The enemy stats do scale up pretty viciously, but I don't mind that too much. That's not really a problem, I don't think. The other real issue with the Werehog is basically just requiring precision platforming, but not really having the full grip on the camera or the controls really to do it well. And they kind of knew that because they just put extra lives that respawn over a lot of it. Oh, this was the original reveal trailer, I think. Or the original teaser trailer. Good shit. And then this goes into the trailer stuff. But yeah, and the daytime levels, a lot of the daytime level stuff actually was already the few issues it had, which is like, you know, drifting could be tighter and feel better, and it could just be better, and boost and homing attack being not on the same button, those got fixed in colors, and also Generations kept that. So, you know, they already solved like the very few problems the daytime stuff had in those games. And then, yeah, the Werehog stuff would never reappear again, which is a bit sad, because you could probably do like really fun, I don't know, really fun Knuckles game or something with that. With, you know, again, like, no, probably just take out the precision platforming shit and just make it more brawling and puzzle solving stuff. But it's a good game, pretty good game. I'd say the daytime stuff is even great. Pretty easily. Yeah, the final boss stuff is messy. I prefer it all from A's. I think actually Colors is the only one who's like final boss is actually pretty sensible after like Adventure 2. Because you get the heroes and that one's it's okay, but it's a bit awkward. Oh, he has like a rapid fire fist combo. I wish I got that. That would be good. Do the or. But to give it turn into a man-hog. That'd be good. It's brawler stages both day and night. But it's just he just gets beefier and turned into a man-hog at night anyway. Or the daytime stages are like the emerald hunts from Sonic Adventure 2. Or 1 and 2. But mainly 2s. That'd be funny. Yeah, that's Sonic Unleashed. As mentioned, I could not find my copy of Colors without like digging super deep. The color of that looks a bit off on the preview. What happened? The color of the laptop looks, not laptop, desktop looks off in general. What the fuck happened? Hello? What is it doing? Is this okay? What's happening? Let me just turn it off and on. For some reason the display on the computer's gone weird. Yeah. No, that's still fucked. Hopefully that's just my... No, it looks like mine, because everything looks weirder and brighter. That's it. Is the blue light filter turned on mine, and that's what it is, and that's like messing with the colors? You turned nightlight settings on Windows, did you? No, it's not on. I don't know, like the colors have gone weird on mine. That's disturbing. Turning the screen off and on didn't change anything. Well, I didn't change any of the TV settings, so I don't know why that would affect. There's gonna be something I like fuck with after this. That's off. It's on, it should be. That doesn't affect color. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is, like, fuck it, that's all gone. It's like all the brightness is all weird too. Like, all the contrast and all looks normal. What's going on? Yeah, no, I got the fuck with that after. Yeah. I mean, after is basically nigh. Fucking distracted by this. After is basically nigh, because again, I can't find colors at the moment. I will colors the game, not colors my TV. Because it's like ultra varied. Well, hopefully not ultra varied. Hopefully it's only a bit varied. I'll be able to dig it out. If not, and it's ultra varied, then next time we're just gonna go straight to. It's gonna have to go straight to generations. As I'm not buying another copy of colors just to do it now. Fuck it, no. I'm not being that frivolous. But yeah. Then we'll just do colors later if I can't find it, I guess. It's only next month, but that's it. I'm not sure if you can find offline characters with the in-game search, but I don't know the search stuff really well. We'll have to just arrange, like, tomorrow morning or something, like, if you're free or whatever, we'll just both pile on and go get it sorted. You know, meet up as friends, and in that way, we're all good. I don't think I can add you to the FC. I think we'll need Evan for that, but we can. Well, maybe David can do it. I think it'll mainly be Evan who can actually add new people. So we'll get that sorted. I don't even know. You should be able to. No, you should be able to join the FC as a free trial user, I think. And if you can't, I guess just play until like you feel satisfied enough to join, I guess. But you know, Sunday or Monday, that works then. We'll do it Sunday or Monday then, yeah. Yeah, like any which way, I'm good. And we'll figure out what we can and can't do. But yeah, that's basically going to be the stream for now. I have to fuck with my TV and find out why all the colors have gone weird on this. Maybe I'll take the fuck with the HDMI. Maybe it's gone loose or weird. Yeah. Yeah. See you next time. I don't know when next time is. I guess if everyone has beaten Endwalker, we'll be on tomorrow for Monster Hunter. Maybe no one said. Because that is a Saturday tomorrow, and if not, then it'll basically if I feel fussed for starting generations or colors, whichever one, if I can find colors tomorrow. And if I can't, then, you know, Sunday, Monday, whatever, basically. Thanks for watching, and good night. See you next time. More Sonic either way. Bye.